Birthday. Philly fanatic with lots of friends, including Phoebe, to celebrate Fanatic's birthday here before the game. Lots of fun here at the ballpark. Big birthday cake for Fanatic, as the Phillies have taken the field here for the final game of this series. Tony La Russa's starting lineup for St. Louis. Royce Clayton, shortstop, leads off. Delino DeShields at second base bats second. Mark McGwire, first base, hitting third. Ray Langford back in the lineup in center field. He'll hit fourth. Brian Jordan, the right fielder, bats fifth. Willie McGee in left field, hitting sixth. John Mabry at third base, hits seventh. Tom Lampkin, catcher, batting eighth. And Todd Stottlemyre, the pitcher, hitting ninth. Phillies defensively have Scott Rowland at third, Desi Relapert at shortstop, Mark Lewis at second, Rico Brogna at first, Mike Lieberthal catching, Greg Jeffries in left, Doug Glanville in center, Bobby Abreu in right. That defense is tied an all-time Phillies record for most consecutive errorless games at 11. Previously set in 67. Curt Schilling on the mound.
Schill's making his sixth start of '98. He comes into the game with a 2-2 record and the fourth best National League ERA of 1.58. He leads or is near the top in a lot of pitching categories, including first in innings pitched with 40, strikeouts 52, opponents average 146, and complete games with 2. He hasn't given up more than 3 runs in any game, but in the 2 games he did allow 3 runs, he got the loss. And he's definitely been hurt by a lack of run support, but that oftentimes happens when you're facing the opponent's teammates all the time, but it's something that Schill relishes. He wants to face the best, but it has hurt him some in that lack of support.
Royce Clayton will lead it off. Schilling's run support 1.6 runs per game. That's tied for the worst run support in the league with Hideo Nomo of the Dodgers. The Phils would like to get him some runs. The arbiters this afternoon, Angel Hernandez calling the balls and strikes. Randy Marsh at first, Greg Bonin at second, and Bill Hahn at third. Clayton stands in to lead off, hitting at .235. Hard one hopper, but right at Lewis. 1 pitch and 1 out. That's un-Schilling, like he usually uses a lot of pitches, but he gets an out on the first pitch of the ball game. It'll bring up Delino DeShields.
I'm sure he'd be more than happy to throw 27 pitches in this game. He's been throwing a lot of pitches in his last couple games. Actually, one of the reasons he came out when he did in his last game, and he gets up in that pitch count this early in the season. They got to protect him a little bit.
1 ball and no strikes to DeShields, who's hitting at .392. That's 5th best in the league. Leads the league in triples with 3 of them. Ball and 1 strike. One and 2 to Delino DeShields. Birthday wishes to Emma Dickerson of Dover, Delaware, celebrating her 5th and attending her first ball game here this afternoon. Struck him out. Strikeout number 1 for Schilling, out number 2 in the inning.
It's that good fastball that Schill has. He can spot that thing. When he's got the command like that, he is going to be tough.
Birthday wishes to Emma Dickerson from brother Gordy, from Aunt Di, and from us. And here is Mark McGwire. 1 strike to McGwire. Leads the league in homers with 10 and RBIs with 30. Fouls it back and out of play. McGwire told us about facing Curt Schilling.
He's outstanding. He's got great control of his fastball. He goes right at you, and you know, it's 95 plus, you know, so it's like, here it is, try to hit it, but he's not throwing over the middle of the plate. That's the thing. That's why he's so tough to hit.
And McGuire is looking for his first hit off Schilling. He's 0 for 5. Schill has struck him out 3 times.
And it's not just the velocity that Schill has. It's the fact, like McGuire said, he knows where he's throwing that fastball.
Struck him right out of there. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Schilling. No runs, hits, errors, none left after 1/2. Cardinals nothing. Phil's coming to bat. Half Phillies batting bottom of the first. Terry Francona's lineup. Doug Glanville center field leads off. Greg Jeffries left field batting second. Scott Rowland third base hits third. Mike Lieberthal catching batting fourth. Rico Brogna at first base hits fifth. Mark Lewis second baseman batting sixth. Bobby Abreu right fielder hitting seventh. Desi Relaford the shortstop bats eighth, and Kurt Schilling pitching hitting ninth. Defensively for St. Louis, John Mabry at third base, Royce Clayton shortstop, Delino DeShields at second, Mark McGuire at first, Tom Lampkin catching the outfield from left to right as Willie McGee, Ray Langford back in there, and Brian Jordan. Todd Stottlemyre, the 32-year-old right-hander on the mound.
Stottlemyre comes in the game with a 3-0 record and a 2.52 ERA in 5 starts. He hasn't given up more than 3 runs in any of those games. He's averaged over 7 innings a game, which is very good. And he's held opposing hitters to a 195 average, which is 4th in the National League, and he's 5th in strikeouts per 9 innings.
3rd in overall strikeouts with 34. He's walked 12, 1 strike to Doug Glanville. Glanville hitting at .277. Lifetime against the Phillies, he's 2-0. Good career ERA of 2.37. Glanville career best 11-game hitting streak coming into this one. 2 balls and a strike. Current hitting streaks, that's second only to Shane Andrews of Montreal, who has 12. Fouled it off 2-2. Hasn't faced Stottlemyre that much. 1 for 3 lifetime against him. Smothers a ground foul down the third base side.
See the guys that are swinging a bat for Philadelphia. Scott Rowland and Doug Glanville really swinging a bat well. And of course, Schill. If Schill got the same run support that Stottlemyre's gotten in his game, Schill would be 4-1 right now.
Ground ball hit sharply. Mabry gets a chance. Mabry, an outfielder first baseman, has played a few games at third, and he gets tested right away and made the play nicely. 1 down.
That usually happens when you go to a new position. You go out there, you get tested right off the bat.
Brings on Greg Jeffries, is hitting at .271. Jeffries' lifetime against Stottlemyre is 3 for 9 with a homer. Popped him up, foul, might be playable. Mabry a long run, gets another chance, and he's there, and he's got a nice cream cone, but hangs on. So the Phillies going right after the Westchester product, and he's made both plays, and good ones at that.
He tried to squirt out of there, and to see his feet when he's running over there, it's wet over there on that turf. Even with spikes on, though, it's a little slippery, and that's part of the problem there, getting your feet on you.
Mabry's saying, hey, somebody hit the ball somewhere else. Scott Rowland batting at .284. Here at the vet, he's hitting .425. One strike to him. Birthday wishes to Herb Henry in Bridgeton, New Jersey. Herb celebrating his 70th from son Larry in North Wildwood, and from us. Rowland continues his torrid hitting here at the vet. Scott is a 2-out base runner for Mike Lieberthal.
He gets his pitch here, stays right down on it. Ball over the middle of the plate, takes it right up the middle.
Lieberthal hitting at .236. Lifetime just 1 for 8 against Stottlemyre. Stottlemyre and his dad Mel, now the pitching coach for the Yankees and longtime Yankee hurler, are the winningest father-son duo in Major League history. together, winning. Oh, that's well stroked to deep right center field, but it's going to be tracked down by Ray Langford at the warning track. Hit hard by Lieberthal, but caught by Langford. No runs, a hit, no errors, one left. After one, it's 0-0. Desi Relaford hitting at .281. 1 ball and 1 strike to Relaford. 75th birthday wishes to Mario DeManicore of Wilmington. Mario celebrated yesterday. Ground ball off the tip of the glove of DeShields. That'll probably be scored a hit, although that's a ball that you would think DeShields should get. He's had a couple of them in this series. He also had one on Friday night.
That big comeback. Yeah, you see him there. It's almost like he comes over there and he wants to try and slow down and plant to make a throw before he gets to the ball.
Kurt Schilling will try to move Desi along. Schilling has one sacrifice. He is 1 for 11 this year. Gets the bunt down. Stottlemyre will take the shore out. Sacrifice is good. It goes Stottlemyre to DeShields, moving Relaford to second base. They have scored a hit for Relaford. He's at second with 1 down. And it brings up Doug Glanville, who grounded sharply to third his first time up. 0-0 ball game here in the 3rd inning. One strike to Glanville. A foul, 0-2. Birthday wishes today to Lucille Hoyce of Blackwood. 94th birthday from granddaughter Diane and great-grandson Tim, who are here at the ballpark, sending birthday wishes to Lucille Hoyce. Catch by Lampkin. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Glanville.
Glanville, this 11-game hitting streak raises the average over 100 points. Really been swinging the bat well.
Ground ball. DeShields does get this one. He throws not in time. Glanville legs it out. An infield single for Doug Glanville, who's hit safely in 12 consecutive games.
Right there, he just busted it all the way, and there's that. You see what Delino DeShields is trying to plant and get that throw, but his weight is still kind of carrying him towards the outfield. He can't get as much on that throw as he wants to. Pretty close play there.
Here's Greg Jeffries. He fouled out his first time up. Jeffries wants to get the ball airborne to the outfield. 1 strike to him. Greg has been the Phillies' best hitter with runners in scoring position. Slams it to right field, and this ball is off the fence. Relaford scores. Glanville to third. An RBI double. Greg Jeffries, and the Phillies lead it 1-0. Jeffries was hitting .412 with runners in scoring position. He ups that average.
He's trying to get a fastball in on him. He gets it over the plate a little bit. Jeffries pulls his hands in a little bit and pulls this ball, but he loves that ball up high. But if you get it over the plate, he can do that with it.
So the Phils have taken a 1-0 lead here in the 3rd. Runners at second and third. 1 out for Scott Rowland. He singled his first time up. Schilling stunned. The Phillies have a run for him as early as the third inning.
He's not used to that.
1-0 to Rowland. Bring the right side of the infield in. They stagger the infield. They bring the right side in, and the left side stays back. You see Schilling and Nomo tied for the worst support in the National League, 1.6 per 9 innings. The staggering of the infield. Called strike, 1-2 to Rowland. Not many managers do this. He'll either bring him in or keep him back, but you see the right side is in and the left side is back.
Not real sure why they do that. I guess maybe they figure the guy doesn't hit the ball on the ground the other way as hard as he does when he pulls it.
Low and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Rowland. Struck him out. That's a big strikeout for Stottlemyre. He needed it in that situation. His second.
I threw a good sinker down in here. It's one where you're protecting. Starts it. The hitter's looking at it. Looks like it's going to be a strike. That ball just sinks and tails down out of the zone. Scotty just swung right over the top of it.
Brings up Mike Lieberthal. He lined out to deep right center his first time up. 1 ball and no strikes to Lieberthal. Slider away, 2 balls and no strikes. Phils have taken a 1-0 lead here in the third. Playing with the lights on in this overcast day. Fouled it straight back. This'll play 2. A big 2-out single by Lieberthal, and the Phillies lead it 3-0. That is a great pickup of Scott Rowland after the strikeout Lieberthal delivers.
It really is, and Lieberthal has been swinging the bat a lot better with men in scoring position. 7 out of his last 14 now. Stottlemyre wants this ball away and starts out away, but tails back right over the plate. Lieberthal stays with it. Glanville scores. Jeffries behind him. That's some clutch hitting right there. Lieberthal's had some big clutch hits this year.
Rico Brogna struck out his first time up. Line drive caught by Brian Jordan. That'll retire the side. But 3 runs in the inning on 4 hits, no errors, and 1 left. Chris Wheeler joins Larry Anderson in the 4th after 3-0.
Mike Dardis is with us at the ballpark this afternoon. Roaming through the stands. We're going to be bringing him in a little while. As Lampkin hits one way up in the air and deep to right field. It is off the top of the wall and bouncing away from Glanville. Lampkin will stop at third. That was an inside the park potential right there. I think it hit on top of the padding.
Hit the pad. That's as Glanville was over there. Did a good job. Now this ball just carries. The flags are blowing in hard. That means when the ball's hit up in the air, it's going to carry a lot more. That the balls carry the opposite way of the flag. You see the pitch gets his fastball out over the plate a little bit, trying to get it away, but it hits the top of the pad. You see Glanville backing him up, doing a good job, but the way it hit that top of the wall, they'd start going towards center field. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, Glanville was in the right spot. Abreu makes a good effort for it, and you're right, with somebody with a little more speed,
right,
looking at a possible inside the park.
Stottlemyre with the infield back, with the exception of Rowland at third, runs up the bunt and takes a ball. There you see the infield. Phillies with a 3-0 lead here will give up a run on the ground out to get an out. Stottlemyre struck out his first time up. That's the way inside Parkers happen most of the time anyway, when you get some kind of a crazy carom like that. But Lampkin, being a catcher and down by 3 runs, played it safe. That's his first triple of the year. Strike called. Yeah, and that ball did carry. As Larry Anderson mentioned, the ball will always go the opposite of the flags here. With them blowing in that way, that means the ball's going to carry. Lampkin on at third with nobody out. There you see the flags straight in. Have that really cold, raw wind from the northeast today. Stottlemyre swings and misses, fires his bat out to Mark Lewis. A strikeout for Schilling, 1 out.
That looked more like one of those, the heck with it, I can't hit, I'm just going to throw my bat. It just
looked like vintage Jay Johnstone when he played here. He was a great bat thrower at pitches he could not hit.
Some guys can do that and put the bat on the ball.
Yeah, that was one of those, let me out of here, I can't handle this. Royce Clayton is grounded out and singled in the hole to right. And Schilling will go for another strikeout here. Competitor that he is, you know he'd like to strand Lampkin at third if at all possible. There's Lampkin with a leadoff triple, now 1 out for Clayton. Let's see what he has done this year with a runner on third and less than 2 outs. Fouled up away. Schilling would like to make that number read 0 for 3. Nice catch by a fan. Brought his glove down the first baseline. There he is. Had his binoculars, his glove. Lost his hat. What's that, a straw in his ear?
Either that or an arrow.
Could have been. At this point, he doesn't feel it. So happy by catching that ball high. 2-1. Miles per hour as he overthrew that fastball a little bit and got it too high. On deck is DeShields, and then Mark McGuire to follow. And he and Schilling have had 2 memorable confrontations this afternoon. Clayton, a line drive to right. Abreu can't get it. It's a base hit. A late start for Lampkin, but he will score easily. And the Cardinals on the board with a run, and it's 3-1 now in favor of the Phillies on the RBI hit by Royce Clayton.
Royce Clayton continues to have good success against Curt Schilling. It's a good fastball, outside corner, knee high. They just went with it.
Lampkin went back to tag up first, and then when the ball dropped, scored. So here is DeShields, who struck out and walked. Just missed. 1 ball and no strikes. Scott rolling way up at third should DeShields decide to bunt. Middle infielders a double play that. Strike called, 1-1.
Makes Clayton 14 for 35 off of Curt Schilling.
And you saw his approach is to take the ball away to the opposite field, I guess. I mean, he's done it twice today.
Looking at that sign on the auxiliary board about Vitalico and welcoming Vitalico's bullpen, and hope everything goes well for him tomorrow. He's having a surgery tomorrow, right?
6:30. Yeah. Talking to him down in the office this morning before the game, and he's ready to get it over with.
Yeah.
Fouled straight back. You know, obviously he's a little apprehensive.
Sure.
But you know, has been told that after this surgery he should be just fine. Maybe he was showing me today he really can't get full extension on his arm and where that little spur is in his elbow, and he just wants to get it over with and get rehabbing.
Yeah.
And we wish him the best.
Get him back here soon.
Yeah, he's fun to be around anyway.
Not really. I hope he's listening.
He is. He heard a lot of what you did last night between innings also. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Delino DeShields. pitch, and Delino chops it foul. That's one of those pitches that, boy, I'm sure Schilling had to think he got him with that. And a nice job by DeShields to stay alive.
I'll tell you what, a guy's swinging a bat as hot as DeShields is, you foul those balls off. You don't miss them.
That's a good point. As a fan gets a souvenir there, that is a sign of a hot hitter a lot of times. And he is hot. Look at his last 6 games. Clayton started, then stopped, and it's high. And now the count's 3-2. And as hot as DeShields is, you would expect Clayton to run here.
Yeah, I think with Clayton's speed, and like you said, the way that DeShields is swinging the bat, I'd be very surprised not to see him go.
He goes, and it's popped up third base side, rolling over near the stands, and he will have room. The wind brought that ball back.
Yep.
That wind we talked about that blew Lampkin's ball out helped the Phillies that time. Mark McGwire in the first inning against Kurt Schilling.
Lieberthal gave him that little sign to pitch it up high. He wanted that ball up high.
In the third inning.
Just pure unadulterated cheese right there.
High cheese. Let's see how he approaches him this time. Or see what McGwire does. Breaking ball. Did he check? I don't know how he could stop. It was a slider and he stayed off it. So figuring that he might look for one, they go to breaking ball here.
Well, he's looking out there. Yeah, he definitely checked.
Yep.
That's the thing, is if Schill gets ahead, you get a chance to get McGwire to swing at that. When he's behind, he's taking it.
And a good hitter on deck, left-handed batting Ray Laxford. Kurt Schilling to Mark McGwire. Breaking ball. He was locked into a heater and got a slide ball, it looked like.
That's just, to me, a smart pitching. Throws that slider, he's sitting there. McGwire's sitting on fastball, you know he is.
Pitch number 78 is swung on and missed. Oh, look at this, he forgot the count. And back to first. Oh, and it's thrown away. Oh, my goodness. Clayton is going to wind up on second. He was in no man's land. He thought that was a strikeout, and they had him hung out to dry, and he winds up at second base, and that'll be an error on somebody. Amazing. He just totally forgot the count. I saw him wandering around out there. Look at it. Look at the look in his face.
First error. There's got to be an error there, doesn't there?
Yeah, they'll give an error on the throw. But here's what happens. Now watch. Lieber
looks at
him all of a sudden. And now Lewis throws it wide of Bronya.
Yeah, his runner was in the way for...
And it's an error on Mark Lewis.
Yeah.
So that long errorless streak is snapped on a very bizarre play, and the count is full of 3-2. Got him. Foul tip. Oh my, in and out of the glove of Lieberthal.
I tell you, you're throwing that hard. 98 miles an hour right there, and you just tip that ball a little bit. And you see it hits in his glove, but catchers are used to catching a ball, feeling it in a certain part of the glove, and it doesn't get there. Just a fraction of an inch off.
Well, here we go again. Oh, he chased ball for that high fastball, and it's still 3-2 on Mark McGwire. Royce Clayton at second. Wondering, what was I thinking?
That would have not sat well with Tony La Russa.
Walked him. So the inning's still alive, and a tough hitter in Langford coming up because of that misplay.
And not only the error, you lose a streak, you have a guy in scoring position, 2 guys on, but you're also forcing more pitches out of Kurt Schilling.
And tough pitches, because these are 2 good hitters, McGwire and Langford. McGwire shaking his head a little bit as he's finally on base.
He takes the league lead in walks with 24 now.
And he earned that one. the outside corner for a strike. Langford is grounded out and singled off the foot of Curt Schilling. There he goes to third. Goes Clayton, a swing and a miss. Clayton will get a stolen base with 2 outs. That's not as big a deal as it would be with 1 out, obviously.
No, but still, there's so many ways to score from third, whether it's a wild pitch, a balk, pass ball, error. And that's one thing. I mean, Curt Schilling, I think, is probably upset with himself right there, because that shouldn't happen, and he knows it shouldn't happen. You kind of get in a rhythm. You give a guy 1 look, and then you go to the plate. You give him 1 look, go to the plate, and those runners, good base runners, will time you.
0-2 to Langford. High ball 1. And Lieberthal did the right thing there too.
Yeah.
He didn't throw it.
Eat it. He looked down at McGuire, see if McGuire was going. He wasn't, and that's the only chance he would have if McGuire was running. But he wasn't going to get Clayton at third.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch to Langford. Pop-up foul, third base side. A long run for everybody. Rolling. Just ran out of room. That ball was in his glove briefly and then popped out. Well, this is a coulda, shoulda, woulda inning right here.
Yeah.
Fans are getting on the fans down the third baseline to see if they jarred this loose.
Yeah, he might have had a shot at that, because his glove was over far enough. The guy just reached up higher than.
If that guy had stayed out of the way, he might have caught it.
Scott Rowland can catch that ball. But that's one thing. Even if the ball is catchable, if it's inside the stands, there's no interference there. If they reach out over the fence in the field of play, it could be interference.
Low on a splitter, and it got away. Throw home safe. What an inning this is.
And that's one of those reasons of getting the guy to third, because there's a lot of ways to score from third without a hit. 2 outs.
Just as you pointed out. So that's an unearned run on the board, and into second goes McGuire.
Lieberthal went down. The ball just went between his legs. He just didn't get his glove down to the ground in time. See, Clayton sees it gets behind him, and he just takes off.
So into scoring position is McGuire now. The count of 2 balls and 2 strikes on Langford.
And you go back to that error.
Got him. Struck him out on the off-speed pitch with 2 runs scored in the inning. 1 of them earned. There were 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. Phil's lead by 1. To strike out 3 batters in an inning on 9 pitches. Larry Anderson. He
Double
is
A.
Now. Double A?
Yes.
You got it.
Is that right? Andy Ashby.
Andy Ashby against the Cincinnati Reds.
Pulling that one out. I was going to go with Mulholland.
Nice going. I was going to tell you that he's pitching very well for the best team in the league right now. The San Diego Padres. Deep to left center field. Jeffrey's going back. It is gone. Brian Jordan, a solo home run, and the Cardinals. We talked about the momentum, and the Cardinals come right back and tie this game on the home run by Jordan, his 3rd of the year.
That ball just cleared the wall.
These guys have some lineup. They have some thunder in this lineup. They're not the old running Redbirds where they just used to ping him.
It's a fastball. Arch Lieberthal's glove out, lifts it up a little bit and comes over the middle of the plate. It's not where he wanted it.
Just over the wall for the home run. And now Willie McGee, the batter, 1 for 2. So it is tied up now at 3. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors. St. Louis 3-5-1 for the Phillies. We are in the 6th.
Well, Schill last inning had to face 3 extra hitters after having a chance to get Clayton. And you know, I'm not saying I'm making excuses for him, but that can take a little out of you.
There's Brian Jordan, who has a couple of hits today, has now batted safely in 7 straight, hitting well at over 400 during that hitting streak. Cardinals showing early on, if they get some pitching, they will be a force to be reckoned with in the Central Division. Milwaukee Brewers are off to a great start. and leading the division. And Tony La Russa's Cardinals have a real good lineup and a fine pitcher there in Stottlemyre. McGee swings and misses, showing another strikeout. One away here in the 6th inning. During the next homestand, business person special number 1's coming up. That'll be the Phils and the Rockies beginning at 1:05 on Wednesday, May the 6th. Those are the Mellon PSFS business person specials. So come on out, call 463-1000. You can order online 24 hours a day at phillies.com. And should the rotation remain the way it is, no rainouts or anything else, Curt Schilling will pitch that afternoon. Here's Mabry playing at third today. He's flied out and struck out. Let's pause for station identification. The Phillies Television Network.
You're watching Phillies baseball on WPHL TV Philadelphia.
0-2 to Mabry. Strike 3 called. He thought it was outside. Struck him out. Mabry just shakes his head.
That ball's pretty close. I mean, you can't complain a whole lot on that. That ball's that close. You can't be taking that with 2 strikes. Perfect pitch.
Curt Schilling once again in double figures with 10 strikeouts. Coming into the game with 52 to lead the league by plenty. And there's the line on him. In a 3-3 ball game. Lampkin the batter. He got that inning started last inning when they scored 2 by tripling off the padding out there to the left of the 371 and right center and scored the Cardinals' first run. Breaking ball to Lampkin for a strike.
He's throwing some good curveballs today, which you don't see him do a whole lot of. He's throwing some good ones.
That was a good one as he got that over. 1-1 to Lampkin. Pop up. Abreu coming in from right field. Lewis makes the play. And after the leadoff home run, Schilling retires the side in order. No runs, 1 run, 1 hit. And now a 3-3 ball game. Inning, Stottlemyre, after the 2-run single by Lieberthal, has retired 7 in a row. He will face Scott Rowland, Mike Lieberthal, and Rico Brogna, the heart of the Phillies order. Cardinals have out-hit the Phillies 7-5, locked up at 3-3. Breaking ball, called a strike. Rowland can't believe it. He gives Angel Hernandez a little look. Scott singled to center his first time up and struck out in the 3rd. Another breaking ball misses. 1-1.
I'd like to wish happy birthday to Ann Silver from Northeast Philadelphia. Happy birthday, and also get well wishes recovering from a broken shoulder. Ouch.
To Harry Callis.
She's been, yeah, she the Maui downhill maybe.
Right.
She was on the handlebars.
Harry is still recovering from that shoulder. Three balls and 1 strike now to Scott Rowland. As Rowland took strike 1 and now has gone 3 balls. Rowland trying to get on here, get something started. Playing him to pull on the left side of the Cardinals defense. And he takes it. That's a pitch he struck out on the first time, that low sinker.
That one might even been a little better pitch, but you get ahead in the count, and that's the difference. You get 2 strikes, you have a tendency to swing at it. You're ahead in the count. As a hitter, you can take it.
Well, Mike Lieberthal will bat. Lieberthal hit a fly ball to deep right center, run down on a good play by Langford, who's made 2 fine running catches today, and then got a big 2-out single to center in the 3rd inning. Knocking in 2 runs gave the Phillies a 3-0 lead at the time. Pops this one foul down the right field line. Mark McGuire near the tarp and will run out of room.
And happy birthday, number 95. To Harry Clayton from Huntington Valley. Wow, nice going, 95.
Harry's seen a few ball games.
Yeah.
Hope you're enjoying this one. It's a good one. Todd Stottlemyre and Curt Schilling locked up in a 3-3 ball game in the bottom of the 6th inning on the Fanatic's birthday. Tasty Cake Fanatic Beanbag Day. On the inside corner, 0-2. Stoudemire from Yakima, Washington, now makes his home in Oldsmar, Florida, which is just a little bit north of the Phillies training base in Clearwater. Bounces up there. Nice play, Lampkin. 1-2. Lampkin this good when you played with him? Was Lampkin this good a player when you played with him?
He never got a chance to play. Does a good job there. He just stays right in front of that ball, lets it come up and hit him off the, actually look like the bicep. That's what you got to do. Keep that ball in front of you. But he never got a chance to play. He was always in San Diego when I was with him. He was behind Benito Santiago, right. So he wasn't going to take his spot. He never got a chance to play every day. He said, I'm having more fun than I've ever had since high school or college ball.
He's doing a good job for these guys. 1-2 to Lieberthal. Outside, 2-2 on deck is Bronya. Stoudemire wanted that one, didn't get it. There's Rico. Well, since we've seen Lampkin play quite a bit, he's hit well, caught well.
Yeah, pitchers like throwing to him.
Stoudemire fakes a throw over to first, which, as you said many times, is just an indication that he didn't like what he was going to throw.
Yeah.
Wants him to go through the signs
and make sure. See, he's got a different sign there. He had a slider down before. Now he's throwing a fastball in.
And it's deep to left field. Back goes McGee. Home run, Mike Lieberthal. A little indecision there on the part of Todd Stoudemire.
See, they had a slider call. I'm almost positive. We saw 3 fingers go down from Lampkin. Then he faked that throw and he came back and went with the fastball in. And a lot of times as a pitcher, if you're not 100% behind a pitch, you generally won't make a good pitch.
Yeah, I've heard you say that a lot of times. When a guy steps off sometimes like that, that just means more than he wants to throw to first or worried about the runner. He wants a different pitch, and this is down and in.
Yep. Lieberthal dropped the head on that one.
Second of the year for Levy, and the Phillies lead it 5-3 on the long home run by Mike Lieberthal. And now Bronya will bat. And he takes it outside, so the Phillies come back and get Curt Schilling a 2-run lead. And his battery mate does it for him. Rico pops it up playable in the infield. Royce Clayton, the shortstop, is right there. Fanatic birthday today, and with the birthday boy is our own Mike Dardis.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. We have a crowd up here that's ready to sing. Happy birthday to the Fanatic. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go!
Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday, dear Fanatic! Happy birthday to you!
And an early birthday gift is the Lieberthal home run. Back to you guys.
There he is, the birthday boy, and Mike Lieberthal has put the Phillies back in the lead with that home run to left. Next pitch to Lewis, misses. Jim Cott once told me the most dangerous pitch that could ever leave his hand was one he might throw down and into a hitter.
Yep.
And many times that's so true, as that ball's fouled away. And you saw Levy just drop the bat head on that sinker and hit it way out.
Yeah, lefty was one. Lefty, taught me a lot. Talked to him a lot about that. That's the one pitch where almost every guy can hit the ball out as a fastball or a pitch middle in. Not necessarily fastball, but a pitch middle in.
Struck out Mark Lewis. When I was first doing this job, I remember I said on the air one time that someone threw a good pitch down and in, and Kitty called me aside, Jim Cotton. He says, "Come here, I want to tell you something. Don't ever say there's a good pitch down and in. The hitter just missed it." I said, "Thank you, I appreciate that." Curt Schilling hardly ever throws them down and in. But ever since that time, boy, I've noticed they take a long ride.
That they do.
Bobby Abreu, the batter. He is 0 for 2 with 2 ground outs. A walk to roll and a homer by Lieberthal. And the Phillies lead it by 2 in the 6th. Bobby takes it low, 2-0.
And that was Stoudemire's first walk, too. First one of the inning, a leadoff walk. Oof. Manager's nightmare.
Yeah, after they have tied the game up in the top of the inning on the home run by Jordan. Phillies come back and maybe reverse the momentum a little bit.
It's good to see that.
There is Mike Lieberthal, who put the Phils ahead with that homer. Abreu takes strike 1, 3 balls and 1 strike with Relaford on deck. grounded towards second. Easy play for DeLine. Oh, he bobbled it. Abreu is out at first. 2 runs on just 1 big hit there by Mike Lieberthal. No errors and nobody left. Phil's up by 2. But a lot of people tell you they came here to watch this matchup today, and it has been fun. That's the 3rd time today that Curt Schilling has got McGuire to chase a high fastball and strike him out. Blew it right by him, and there's Schilling's reaction. You know he enjoyed it.
John Frascatore, the new pitcher, the 28-year-old from Queens, New York. Frascatore, a 24th round draft pick in the 91 draft. This will be his 11th game. No wins, 2 losses, 7.94 ERA, 11 in the 3rd inning, 17 hits, 10 earned runs, 8 strikeouts, and 8 walks. And Desi Relaford will lead it off against him. Curt Schilling in the on-deck circle, so Schilling will go at least 1 more. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Phil's lead at 5-3. 1 strike to Relaford. He is singled and lined out. He has scored a run. Questions whether this little fella could get the job done as the #1 shortstop. Well, he really has played well. Really has played well. Deep to right field, fair or foul. Hits the foul screen, home run, Desi Relaford. And the Phillies lead at 6-3 on the first home run by Desi Relaford.
Well, Harry just finished singing his praises right before that pitch, and Desi Relaford just jumped all over that pitch.
His first big league home run.
And here it is. They say he can hit a high pitch, and that looked like a high slider. Came right into the middle of the plate, hooked it down the line, kaplunka, right off the screen.
Schilling swings and he misses. No balls and a strike. She'll just keep the bat on your shoulder. Don't even swing the bat. You don't want to be a base runner here. Fouled and backing out of play.
Very tough for him not to compete.
I know.
He has 112 pitches to this point, which is your point that you're trying to make, that he has had a tough afternoon as it is with 2 innings to go.
Let's go back and worry about throwing fastball. That's it. Struck him out. First strikeout for Frascatore. Well, we have Baseball Academy summer camps. Join Phillies players, coaches, and academy instructors this summer. Learn from the very best for boys and girls 7 to 14 years of age. 12 exciting camp locations in the tri-state area. For information, call 610-225-0400. Doug Glanville has kept his hitting streak going. That's his 2nd hit of the ball game. Glanville has hit safely in 12 straight games. He's a 1-out base runner.
The threat of speed gets guys like Glanville hits. Even though he doesn't bunt all that much, he shows it enough that it's on the scouting report. So as a result, he has Mabry way up at 3rd, and watch what happens. He hits a ground ball that if the 3rd baseman is back, he can make the play on. But with the 3rd baseman up, you get a hit. You can get a lot of hits just by the thought that you might bunt. There's Desi.
First big league home run.
What did he tell you today? That he hits better right-handed, but he has more power left-handed. And there it was.
And he likes the ball.
Oh, we always like the ball up. Well, little guys. I mean, what little guy doesn't like the ball up? I mean, they're not low ball hitters usually.
Greg Jeffries is 1 for 3 with an RBI double.
Guys that like the ball down are Michael Jacks, Mark McGuire's, the Bombardiers. They want the low ball.
Stolen 3 bases. He's been thrown out once. Phillies lead 6-3 here in the bottom of the 7th.
That was a nice run to throw up there too, because you know you got to keep staying after these Cardinals, as they proved last night. They have some thunder in that lineup.
Tough lineup from top to bottom. If Lampkin keeps hitting out of that 8-hole, I mean, you have no relief.
They're playing these guys 9 times this year. They're back in May, and that's it.
Lampkin wants a word with Frascatore.
They told him something from the dugout. In fact, they yelled at him twice before they got his attention. You can see LaRusse is a little annoyed right now. It might have something to do with whether they want to move over to first. And he wanted to deliver that message. Kurt had the message delivered personally.
Glanville goes, pitches low. Lampkin's throw bounces into center field. Glanville will end up at third base. Stolen base and a throwing error on Lampkin. 4th steal of the year for Glanville, and whatever they talked over, it didn't work.
Great to watch Glanville run. Pitch was a tough one to handle, low and in the dirt, and not a good play there by Clayton at all as he let it get by him. But Glanville, using that great speed of his, gets to third base.
Infield will come in now with a runner at third base and 1 out. 2 balls and a strike to Jeffries.
You see there, LaRusse wants another pitcher.
Base hit right field. Glanville scores. Phillies lead it 7-3. Jeffries continues to get his hits with runners in scoring position.
Well, may have gone through anyway, but with the infield in, no chance for the Cardinals. Here's Greg. Got a slider out over the plate and just hooks it in the hole to right field. Another nice run to add.
So the Phillies now with a 4-run lead here in the 7th. Scott Rowland has singled, struck out, and walked. Mike Busby gets up in St. Louis's bullpen. 1 strike to Rowland.
A couple more, you could get Schilling out after 8.
Off the end of the bat into shallow center. It's going to drop for a hit. Well read by Jeffries, who's on his way to third. Safe there. Rowland moves up on the throw. So the Phillies doing everything right just about this afternoon. Rowland gets his second hit, moves to second on the throw.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of things well today. That ball's right off the end of the bat. Langford broke back a little bit, and then when it took the high hop, Jeffries, as an outfielder, knows that that's going to be a tough play. To Langford's credit, he almost got him. And of course, Rowland's going to be on second base. I mean, this is a no-brainer. Look at him go. He loves to run the bases. Got those 23-year-old legs.
There is too. You could name on one hand the base runners in the National League that are as good as Scott Rowland, even at this stage of his career.
And we ought to do that sometime. Start thinking about it, because there can't be many better.
No. Infield drawn in again. Mike Lieberthal's had a big ball game. 2 for 3 with a homer. 4 runs batted in. Has a chance to add to that here. 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Now, you get a couple more runs here. You have a big enough lead. Maybe Schilling pitches 1 more inning. Whoops, here comes LaRusse.
I think he's going to make a pitching change in mid-count.
Well, he's not happy with what he got from Frascatore, obviously.
He has made the way to the bullpen. So Busby will inherit the 1 ball, no strike count. A pitching change for the Cardinals here in the 7th inning. Phillies lead 7-3 back after these messages. Lead 7-3 and finally getting Curt Schilling, the ace, some runs. First 5 starts, a total of 8 runs in 40 innings, 7 runs this afternoon.
Well, that'll make him compete even easier. I mean, he'll compete anytime, but when you get something like that, you know, look, he's still checking out his notes over there on the hitter. Everybody talks about him, and it's so true how prepared he is for a start. I mean, as soon as this one's over, he'll be thinking about Houston's next
for him.
Yeah, I mean, that.
Frascatore is out. Mike Busby is in, the big right-hander. Busby 6'4", 210, a 25-year-old from Lomita, California. 14th round draft pick in the June '91 draft. Busby so far this year is 1-2 and lost none, a 3.77 ERA. This is 10th game. 14 in the third innings, 15 hits, 6 runs, struck out 7, walked 3. Mike Lieberthal, the batter, with a count 1 ball and no strikes.
Mentioned when Curt Schilling's next start to be against Houston. It would be Friday night right here at the Vet.
All of us would like to send along our deepest sympathies to Kathy Baker, Kathy LaSpada Baker, and Carmela LaSpada in the loss of great guy Joseph LaSpada. Kathy's dad passed away yesterday in Florida, and we've known Joe LaSpada for a lot of years, and great man, and our deepest sympathy to the LaSpada family. Kathy LaSpada Baker, the wife of our great PA announcer, Dan. One ball and no strikes to Lieberthal. Runners at second and third. The infield is in. Way inside, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes.
Mike Lieberthal really picking it up today with a 4 runs batted, a big 2-out single, and then the 2-run home run after the game had gotten tied, and it appeared that maybe the Cardinals had the momentum. He took it away.
Popped him up. Nobody's going to be able to score on that one as Willie McGee. Well, Clayton backtracking makes the catch. Shortstop, even with the infield drawn in, Clayton was able to make the catch for out number 2, and that'll bring up Rico Bronya. They'll probably walk him.
Yeah, they'll talk about it now and see what they want to do. With the base open and 2 outs and Lewis on deck, a right-handed batter, you would think they'd walk him. That was a tough play for Clayton because the infield was in. He had a long way to go.
He did. I thought McGee was going to catch that ball.
Especially on a windy day like this.
Well, they're setting up as if to pitch to him. I guess they're going to.
And they pitch around him, too.
One ball and no strikes.
Breaking ball way outside. You can usually tell early in the count.
You're going to do that rather than take a chance of a pitcher making a mistake on a waste pitch.
Well, I think managers, well, let's see what happens. Same thing. I think managers do this to see what kind of a hitter is at home plate, to see if you get a guy who's anxious, who isn't thinking the way we were just talking about, that they go fishing on one, and then they say, well, maybe we can get him. In this case, he doesn't go fishing. Now you'd think they would walk him, but they're still going to go after him this way.
2 balls and no strikes to Rico Bronya. Going away.
Some guys just hate intentional walks, too. Been around managers that just don't like them no matter what.
Not even close on any of the 4 pitches. So it's not an intentional walk, but it might as well have been. Bases are loaded with 2 outs for Mark Lewis. Lewis is 0 for 2 against this Busby. Busby has struck him out.
And you give Rico Bronya some credit there, too, for thinking as he goes up there that they might try to do that to him and not help him out and go swing wildly at a first ball breaking ball like he's going to get a fastball.
Bases jammed, 2 outs. Phillies lead 7-3. Hits center field. Jeffrey scores. Rowland scores. Phillies lead it 9-3 on a bases loaded single by Mark Lewis. So the Phillies have blown the game wide open here in the 7th inning.
And Curt Schilling has more runs to work with in this game than he's had in his prior starts. Mark Lewis makes him pay. And they did the right thing by putting Rico Bronya on, and Lewis hits it right back through the middle. And now they can maybe think about the bullpen later on.
Got a 6-run lead. The batter will be Bobby Abreu. He has grounded out all 3 times that he's been up. One strike to Abreu. Phillies go from here to Cincinnati for 3 and then right back home. Friday night against Jeff Bagwell, Craig Biggio, and the Houston Astros.
And Kurt Schilling will pitch for Terry Francona in that first game back on Friday night against a tough lineup. And he loves to face, well, he doesn't love it, but the challenge of Bagwell and Biggio are great for him because they were ex-teammates and they really compete against each other. Angel lost that one.
Angel missed that one. Yeah, he called that one a strike. 1 and 2. Abreu wondering too. Angel's called a good game. He's a good young umpire. But
yes, he is.
Missed that one.
They know it when they do it that bad.
Ooh. Abreu called out on strikes. That will retire the side, but the Phillies ban around in the inning, scoring 4 runs. 5 hits, 1 error, 2 men left. 9-3 Phils. Major League scoreboard. Florida over Arizona 11-4 in the 8th inning. Gary Sheffield and Charles Johnson homers. Colorado got 6 off Greg Maddux, including a Vinny Castilla home run. They lead the Braves 7-5 now in the bottom of the 9th. Houston 11-0 over Montreal. That game in the 7th inning. Mets and Reds were rained out. The rest of the action in the National League will be later. Boston and Cleveland, the American League, rained out. The Yankees are in a rain delay. They have a 2-1 lead over Detroit. Oakland leads Baltimore by a score of 7-4. Texas 6-3 over Kansas City in the 6th. Jeff King is homered for KC. White Sox lead Toronto 5-4 in the 5th inning. Albert Bell, his 3rd home run of the year. Minnesota at Seattle, Anaheim at Tampa Bay later on. Ruben Amaro stays in the game to play left field. And the new pitcher for the Phils is Mark Leiter. Leiter coming in. He will be the closer now for the Phillies. This is not a closing situation, of course, with the Phillies leading a 9-3. But Light needs to get out there. This is his 11th game. No wins, no losses, a save. 2.84 ERA.
I asked Terry Francona the other day whether he thought Leiter could be the kind of guy he could use in close situations, back-to-back ball games as you look at the numbers on him there. And he says he thinks he could get better the more you use him because his ball would sink even more. And that's another reason why he probably wants to get him an inning of work here today.
Good strikeout walk ratio. 14 strikeouts, 3 walks in 12 2/3 innings. That's going to be trouble. No, it's not.
Not with him out there.
It looked out the bat like that had a chance to find the open spaces, but Glanville closes ground in a hurry, 1 down.
He runs around like our old buddy Gary Lee out there in the outfield. He's got those long strides and makes up a lot of ground in a hurry.
He sure does. Brings on Tom Lampkin. He has tripled in 3 at-bats.
Eli Marrero, the backup catcher in the on-deck circle to pinch hit.
Popped him up foul. Out of play. There's Marrero with 1 out, no base runners here in the 9th inning. To Lampkin. Leiter facing a fella that he pitched to while at San Francisco. Two balls and a strike. Rankin swinging out of his shoes. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Light's brothers doing quite a job for those New York Mets. Al Leiter, 3rd best ERA in the league. Al Leiter at 1.44, and he's won 3 ball games for the Mets.
He's 2nd best now after Maddox got knocked around today.
Foul tip struck him out. So that's 2 quick outs for Leiter. And Eli Marrero will bat.
Mark Leiter doing everything he can here to make sure we do not have to send rescue squads to get Harry Callis out of the Ohio River. 2 up and 2 down and 1 to go. I know I'll feel relieved.
Marrero is hitting at .316. This is his first pinch hitting appearance.
Guy last night did something you'll rarely see, a catcher stealing 3rd base, and then they squeezed him home.
Chased a low splitter, 0-2. Well, the Philly fans on their feet in anticipation of the final out here as the Phils lead it 9-3 here in the 9th inning. Ooh, close. A little bit high. He serves it, and it's fielded nicely by Lewis, and that's the ball game. 1-2-3 9th for Leiter. No runs, hits, errors, and none left. Phils win by a score of 9-3. Kurt Schilling, the winner, struck out 13 in the 8 innings that he worked. Desi Relaford, his first major league home run. Mike Lieberthal, 4 runs batted in, including his 2nd homer of the year. And the Phils win it by a score of 9-3 here at Veterans Stadium. So the Phils close out the homestand 4-2. 2 for 3 against Cincinnati, 2 for 3 against St. Louis. We'll have more and a wrap right after these messages. Back at Veterans Stadium, final game of the series, the Phils and the Houston Astros. Larry Dierker starting lineup.